in the team we know he had his reasons, so we kind of knew about it, and it's all good. It's like uh, his own reasoning with the org and anything. So uh, we kind of knew about it, so not a surprise to be honest.
Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview covering Media Day for VCT Americas KICKOFF 2025. For this occasion, I'm accompanied once again by kiNgg, the IGO of Leviatan, who are looking to defend their domestic title in said competition. So, kiNgg, really do appreciate you giving me another chance for a conversation, this time at the start of 2025. And what better way to start off this conversation just covering the usual question that I always ask to everybody within this league. How are you doing? How's life? How's the vibes? What's kiNgg like sitting in his America's throne?
I mean, thank you for the introduction. First of all, it was pretty good. Think every off season is a little bit rough. A little bit of no information, a little bit of everything. So that by one part. Second of all, like being back in with my family definitely helped me so much to reset, to just like be with my girlfriend. Just pretty good for me. So um now getting back to work, new squad, and just feeling like refreshed.
Definitely, as you said, refresh for the new year and with the new squad. So I want to get into the new squad. Obviously, we saw changes in the Leviathan squad from the end of Champions 2024 up until this point. Obviously, the first thing that comes to mind is Aspas out, and then Mazzino out, and then in comes Demon One and the tank. And so I want to ask you, just sort of first and foremost, how'd you kind of look at the departure of Aspas and Mazzino, and then what led to you guys picking up Demon One in a tank?
Yeah, so it's gonna be pretty straightforward. Uh, just as I said, like off season, anyone can do. Basically, they can take their own path. Uh, both great players, insane. Like I can only say good things about both of them. Now they're in their respective team, MIBR and crew, and we just try to pick up two players that not necessarily had to be like the same exact profile, but to be honest, like pretty similar profile and role. So that's why we went for Max and the first of all, like Demon One, and then for Messina's position. To be honest, we tried a lot of people, like a lot actually, and we ended up picking up Nathan, basically firepower wise, ideas wise. So yeah, it took us a lot of time, but we ended up being like really comfortable and happy with how they were playing. So that's mainly the reason why we picked them both.
One thing that kind of popped into my mind when it came to looking at Leviathan adding Demon One, the most important of all within the changes is how does he kind of compare to Aspas? Because like Demon One compared to how it was like in AG, he was not really the much more aggressive type of duelist. He'd kind of like allow other people to have the initiative first, and then he'll come in support and behind, and he'll do his usual stuff and stuff like that. And Aspel is kind of like um, a little bit of an opposite, if that's the right way to say. And now that you've kind of had a little bit of experience or a little bit of time with Demon One, I would say, how do you kind of compare both of these two players from your point of view?
Um, I feel like they both have a pretty similar impact, kind of on the server. Just like uh, doing something, either a default, trading, swinging, whatever they do, you just feel like they're always gonna have a greater impact. They're just both insanely good mechanically. And yeah, Max basically, we know he's insanely good. He has a lot of potential. So basically, we know we can like put him in a role that it's like easy for him to learn, and if he applies and we do everything to support him and fit him into the system, we know he can be that aggressive player, that entry player that we need for the team.
Hmm.
So that's mainly like the reason. Just like picking up a duelist with an insane firepower, insane mechanics that he already proved he can be the best in the world, and we know that he was a rookie back then in EG when he won, and now he can be that type of like duelist leader in this team that we kind of need to have, you know.
In a lot of ways, like Leviathan maintained their form, or maintained their level from the end of Champions up until this point. We've picking up two very good players. Um, but still, like I want to ask you about like when the season ended and then like Aspas and Mazzino left. I believe Aspas had like a one more year in his contract. Not getting too much into that. But what I want to ask you is, did you kind of had the expectation that like given how well the team performed at the very end of 2024, winning America's stage two, coming in third place in champions, did you feel like you guys were going to, or you kind of expect that the team was going to run it back for this year?
Not really. I think in the team we know he had his reasons, so we kind of knew about it, and it's all good. It's like uh, his own reasoning with the org and anything. So uh, we kind of knew about it. So not a surprise to be honest.
Okay. And then with that said, now you guys look towards not only qualifying for Masters Bangkok, but also defending the title because of course you guys won stage two. And so with that said, basically the target's on your back, much different position from like at the start of 2024. Um so what I asked to you is that like where do you kind of look at the rest of the league? What do you feel is the biggest teams that might pose the biggest threat for you in particular?
I mean, honestly, I think man, like I see every team, every team looks like refreshed in a way of like they picked up really good players. They basically like restructured. So I feel like a lot of every team in their own way feels like really good. So it's definitely gonna be a hard task. Um, but if I can point out like maybe a specific team, I will go definitely for either Energy or Sand. That Energy won a Soup League, and Sentinels have been in really good form. So I could say like both of those two teams like look really good right now.
Hmm. And also, I want to ask you about well, two quick questions before I wrap it up. The thoughts on Fracture in, Lotus in, um, Tejo in also, because all these three teams will be added into the game for the competitive level, starting with kickoff. So, how does that kind of play into, or how has your team been working around these changes, and what do you think has been the biggest plus and negative?
Definitely something I liked. It's a standout. Definitely, I really like it. I think it's I think everyone plays kind of the same. It's like kind of boring for both the competitive environment and like viewership wise. So happy in that matter. Fracture, we got two of the best Fracture players in back in EG, and so we're also cooking with that map. So I'm also happy. And Tejo is just it's just crazy. I don't know. Not only his kid, I think it's gonna be game changing. It's just the fact of the little time they gave us to experiment with it with the character and just have it in kickoff. I just think it's crazy that it's available on kickoff because I feel like his kid is something that not a single agent in Valorant has and has never been in the game before.
Mhm.
Like I
Is
was
it
saying
OP?
before, I think it's pretty OP. We've been trying it. Definitely. I think I can say fairly because I think every team has tried it. They have to. So it's not surprised. It's definitely like hard sometimes because it gives you like a way different approach of the game. You know. like the way you're recruiting something, for example. You can just bomb something without doing any lineup, without any risk from the other side of the map. And yeah, I just feel like it changes completely your playstyle. So it's both risky and like powerful because uh first of all, you didn't have enough time to like actually experiment with it. I feel like those type of things you have to have at least a month minimum. And it can be like a double-edged sword, man. It can either be really good for you, like maybe things weren't clicking, Tejo appeared out of nowhere, you're insane, things weren't working, they are now. And maybe you were an insane meta team, just running meta comps and everything. Tejo's not working for you. I Never mind. We're playing good, but again, like imagine like you don't know how to play right around it. So you were playing good against meta, but out of nowhere it's something completely different. You're just getting
Mhm.
nuked out of nowhere. So I don't know. I just find it crazy, honestly.
It's also because of the fact that like it's so brand new that just kind of throws everybody off.
Yeah,
That's what it
definitely.
feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with that said, I'm mostly gonna be having a lot of interest into how Tejo will be played into the meta. Maybe it'll be very present in every game. We'll see how it goes in kickoff. I know that I'm running out of time, so I'm gonna have to wrap this up really quick. But I want to ask you one question at the very end. I would say probably this is the most important question of the entire interview. You put up a tweet at the very end of 2024, and you posted a picture of yourself like dancing in front of you, like your Leviatan teammates, and you had the caption. I'm gonna show you right here. I'm not sure if they can show like right here.
Yeah.
Mostrándole. Oh, I'll show the tweet like on edit,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I remember.
it shows right here like mostrándole los prohibidos a los cabros. So what I have to ask
Yeah.
you, King, is like on the
What
dance
about those
floor
things?
when that was happening, when you were going down, what did you show? I gotta know. Like what's it's been on my mind the entire way. What did you show?
I mean, I was like having a little bit too fun in that Corbin's wedding, so I just had no shame. I just had to show a little bit of like maybe some dance moves, some like reggaeton type of just vibes, Latin vibes, and yeah, I was just out there showing them to the boys like, yo, this is how we do it in Chile.
You feel you're the best dancer, Chile?
No, hell no, but
Okay, okay.
I feel like I can help
It,
them a little bit.
it's okay to be humble, man. I understand. Some people don't want to show off too much. They don't want to say like they're the best. So like, I definitely understand that, King. And so well, I understand the honesty or the humbleness, but I'm damn sure it's not true. But I know that you're the best. So nevertheless, I'm gonna wrap it up right here, King. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity answering my question that I wanted to ask you for this entire off season. So best of luck goes to you and the rest of the team in kickoff, man.
Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it.